Welcome back to the off cycle. A little bit of a dusty day today. I'm trying to get the top edge of this transom shaped in, and my original idea was to kind of build glass on top of it and tie it into the front and the back edges that were already existing. After working a little bit today, what I decided to do was kind of dam it up a little bit and pour more transom compound in there just to build it up kind of as high as I could and then shape that out. And I thought about just going ahead and leaving it. I'm really not worried about it spreading or separating as far as the transom, the glass on the back side of the transom or the front side where the splash well is, because once the motor gets on there, those motor bolts are going to be squeezing all those three things together, the core and then the two skins on either side. But I was worried about the gel coat sticking to the transom compound. I mean, it's poly based. It shouldn't be an issue. So I went ahead and called Carbon Core and asked them. They said I could kind of do it either way. It's my boat, I can do what I want, but they generally recommend glassing it in. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and lay probably two layers of chop strand over top, and then sand it down and see how my shape looks from there. But right now it's looking pretty good. I've got a couple spots, or one spot on the back of the transom that's a little low that I need to put some fiberglass in there to build that out, so I'm not just throwing a bunch of filler in there. I want to try to get it as filled out as I can with glass before I start fairing it out. But we'll flip around and show you what I got. So compared to the last video where you saw all the excess glass sticking up and everything, this is really looking much better now. It's kind of shaped out quite well. But I've been trying to keep this as thick as I could. But what I'm probably gonna have to do is take this and taper it down a little bit more, so I have some area to lay that glass and wrap around, so then I can sand it down and keep it nice and faired out. But honestly, this kind of top edge is probably more than enough to bind a chop strand and sand it over just as a good cap, just to kind of encapsulate it. You know, it's not going to be structural at all. It's just going to be kind of a finishing coat. So I did grind back the gel coat and everything, so I have something to tab into on the glass. So this right here, just air pocket really from that's actually factory glass there. But everything else here, you can see the layers here, which you got good bonding. None of these edges are coming up. There's really no air underneath there, so it's good that I've got some good bonding. This right here is the big dent here that I need to build up with some glass, a couple layers of chop strand in there to build that back up. And then I'll see what I can do about laying some glass over here and getting this thing capped off, sanded down, finish the fairing on the back. And I think tomorrow I'm gonna be mailing in my chip of gel coat to be matched. And I think I'm gonna end up buying a gallon of gel coat, because I got a buddy that's got a 26-foot version of this, and he's got some gel coat issues he wants to address. So it should be, his is a 96, this is a 2000. So this gel coat match should be pretty close enough for him to use. So we'll split the cost of that gallon instead of me paying an arm and a leg for just a quart, and should work out.
People
So I've got the first, well, the only 2 layers of chop strand on the top cap there of the transom, and I started to sand it down, but my sander, I think one of the brushes went bad or something on my sander, because it's not very powerful right now, so I'm gonna have to clean that thing out. It's got a lot of fiberglass in it, and continue sanding tomorrow. But we'll flip around and show you what it looks like with the first, or the 2 layers of chop strand starting to be sanded down. I'm liking the looks of it so far. So as you probably could tell, using just polyester resin and chop strand and just tearing pieces so they have you know, a nice tapered edge. I wouldn't want to cut a nice hard edge on doing like this, because it just, one, the edges never really stick down that well when you do that, and then you have this hard transition line. When you tear this stuff, it tapers much easier. So I got a nice transition. I have a nice big round transition for the gel coat to go on and all that. This is not even close to done being sanded. It'll get leveled out and all that. I'll get a block in here, probably 2x4, with a belt sander belt or something, and put it along a block or something, so I can block this off and make it level. But as of right now, you still got resin down here dripping on the gel coat. That'll all be gone. This will get tapered up as it sands down, but I really just kind of got the roughness sanded out of it before my sander kind of crapped out on me. And yeah, see, it's still got stuff in here, but all this will get peeled off as I sand down and meet the original gel coat underneath. There's resin that dripped over top of the gel coat. If you're doing this, don't worry about that. Once you sand this back down and hit that gel coat again, all that'll come off, and you'll have a nice smooth transition. And then this gel will run into that gel, and everything will mesh up just fine. A good example of that is here. You see this chop strand mat going up onto the existing gel coat, and you have all this crap here. That looked exactly the same over here, but as you sand down, you sand it away, and then you're left with the original gel coat, and then you can't even feel that transition. So then the new gel will just lay right on there. So that's where we're at. Tomorrow I'll try to get my sander fixed, or just go buy another one. This will be my 3rd one. This fiberglass is really hard on these DA sanders, and once I do that, I'll continue sanding here, and hopefully have an update tomorrow and get some more work done tomorrow.